Hills Like White Elephants by Ernest Hemingway.
The hills across the valley of the Bee Road were long and white. On this side there was no shade and no trees, and the station was between two lines of rails in the sun. Close against the side of the station there was the warm shadow of the building, and a curtain made of strings of bamboo beads hung across the open door into the bar to keep out flies. The American and the girl with him sat at the table in the shade outside the building. It was very hot, and the express from Barcelona would come in 40 minutes. It stopped at this junction for 2 minutes and went on to Madrid.
What should we drink?
It's pretty hot.
Let's drink beer.
Dos cervezas.
2 big ones?
Yes, 2 big ones.
The woman brought 2 glasses of beer and 2 felt pads. She put the felt pads and beer glasses on the table and looked at the man and the girl. The girl was looking off at the line of hills. They were white in the sun, and the country was brown and dry.
They look like white elephants.
I've never seen one.
No, you wouldn't have.
I might have. Just because you say I wouldn't have doesn't prove anything.
They painted something on it. What does it say?
Honest del Toro. It's a drink.
Could we try it?
Listen,
For Reales?
we want 2 Honest del Toro.
With water?
Do you want it with water?
I don't know. Is it good with water?
It's alright.
You want them with water?
Yes, with water.
It tastes like licorice.
That's the way with everything.
Yes, everything tastes like licorice. Especially all the things you waited so long for, like absinthe.
Oh, cut it out.
You started it. I was being amused. I was having a fine time.
Well, let's try and have a fine time.
All right, I was trying. I said the mountains looked like white elephants. Wasn't that bright?
That was bright.
I wanted to try this new drink. That's all we do. We look at things and try new drinks.
I guess so.
The girl looked across at the hills.
They're lovely hills. They don't really look like white elephants. I just meant the coloring of their skin through the trees.
Should we have another drink?
All right.
The warm wind blew the bead curtain against the table.
The beer's nice and cool.
It's lovely.
It's really an awfully simple operation, Jig. It's not really an operation at all.
The girl looked at the ground the table legs rested on.
I know you wouldn't mind it, Jig. It's really not anything. It's just to let the air in.
The girl did not say anything.
I'll go with you, and I'll stay with you the whole time. They just let the air in, and then it's all perfectly natural.
Then what will we do afterwards?
We'll be fine afterward, just like we were before.
What makes you think so?
That's the only thing that bothers us. It's the only thing that makes us unhappy.
The girl looked at the bead curtains, put her hand out, and took hold of 2 of the strings of beads.
And you think then we'll be all right and be happy?
I know we will. You don't have to be afraid. I know lots of people that have done it.
So have I, and afterward they were all so happy.
Well, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I wouldn't have you do it if you didn't want to. But I know it's perfectly simple.
And you really want
I think
to?
it's the best thing to do. But I don't want you to do it if you don't really want
And if
to.
I do it, you'll be happy, and things will be like how they were, and you'll love me?
I love you. You know I love you.
I know, but if I do it, then I'll be nice again if I say things are like white elephants and you'll like it.
I'll love it. I love it now, but I just can't think about it. You know how I get when I worry.
If I do it, you won't ever worry?
I won't worry about that because it's perfectly simple.
Then I'll do it because I don't care about me.
What do you mean?
I don't care about me.
Well, I care about you.
Oh yes, but I don't care about me, and I'll do it, and then everything will be fine.
I don't want you to do it if you feel that way.
The girl stood up and walked to the end of the station. Across, on the other side, were fields of grain and trees along the banks of the Ebro. Far away, beyond the river, were mountains. The shadow of a cloud moved across the field of grain, and she saw the river through the trees.
And we could have all this. We could have everything. And every day we'd make it more impossible.
What did you say?
I said we could have everything.
We can have everything.
No, we can't.
We can have the whole world.
No, we can't.
We can go everywhere.
No, we can't. It isn't ours anymore.
It's ours.
No, it isn't. And once they take it away, you never get it back.
But they haven't taken it away.
We'll wait and see.
Come on back in the shade. You mustn't feel that way.
I don't feel anyway. I just know things.
I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do.
Nor that isn't good for me. I know. Could we have another beer?
Alright, but you've got to realize.
I realize. Can we maybe stop talking?
They sat down at the table, and the girl looked across at the hill on the dry side of the valley, and the man looked at her at the table.
You've got to realize that I don't want you to do it if you don't want to. I'm perfectly willing to go through it with it if it means anything to you.
Doesn't it mean anything to you? We could get along.
Of course it does, but I don't want anybody but you. I don't want anyone else. And I know it's perfectly simple.
Yes, you know it's perfectly simple.
It's alright for you to say that, but I do know it.
Would you do something for me now?
I'd do anything for you.
Would you please stop
He
talking?
did not say anything, but looked at the bags against the wall of the station where the labels on them from all the hotels where they had spent nights.
But I don't want you to. I don't care anything about it.
I'll scream.
The woman came out through the curtains with 2 glasses of beer and put them down on the damp felt pads. The train comes in 5 minutes, she said.
What did she say?
The train is coming in 5 minutes.
The girl smiled brightly at the woman to thank her.
I better take the bags over to the other side of the station.
All right, then come back and we'll finish the beer.
He picked up the 2 heavy bags and carried them around the station to the other tracks. He looked up at the tracks but could not see the train. Coming back, he walked through the barroom where people waiting for the train were drinking. He drank an anise at the bar and looked at the people. They were all waiting reasonably for the train. He went out through the bead curtain. She was sitting at the table and smiled at him.
Do you feel better?
I feel fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I feel fine.